from Jake Trotter of ESPN. According to multiple sources, the Browns entered free agency with the high hopes of netting a premier playmaking defensive tackle. But after top targets Christian Wilkins signed with the Raiders, Kansas City's Chris Jones, Seattle's Leonard Williams, and Baltimore's Justin Madubuike re-signed with their own teams, Browns switched their focus to Plan B, bringing back several key players from its number one ranked defense for a second year, and then kind of supplementing as well. Let's welcome in Casey Kinnamon, Dog Pound Daily, and the Barking Browns podcast. Casey, it made sense, and quite honestly, with what those defensive tackles signed for, I'd have been shocked if they went that far above where they were going to go.
Yeah, that's a heck of a plan B, signing Za'Darius, Harris, and Hurst. But, if you were to tell me, when I look at that list of tackles, I honestly only think Chris Jones is the true, difference maker, someone that affects everyone around him, like a math changer. Those other players are good, but for what they signed, I would much rather have Za'Darius, Shelby Harris, and Mo Hurst. I think that – and we've seen that work. This isn't a gamble. We don't have to wait to see what the chemistry is going to be, what this looks like. We know what this group looks like when you pair it with Miles. So I think it was the safe route, and I have no problem with Andrew Berry taking that route whatsoever.
They add Quentin Jefferson. He kind of replaces Jordan Elliott. Jefferson is a lot like Shelby Harris and Maurice Hurst, has been around and has had some success in his stops.
Yeah, Jefferson gives you more of a pass rush than Elliott ever did. But he's probably a little less against the run, but not so much that it creates any deficiencies. He's someone I'm very excited. He's everywhere he's been, which has been everywhere. This is his sixth different team in 6 years. He's a mercenary, but I'll tell you what, I think he'll fit right at home with what these guys do. And he gives you an interchangeable piece because he's yet another guy who can give you inside-outside versatility to go along with Za'Darius and Alex Wright. So there's all kinds of possibilities here.
Yeah, and when we... I know we mention this occasionally, but when you talk about that versatility, what it allows Jim Schwartz to do, look at the guy that is lining up across from you and say, this guy's going to have a lot of trouble with Za'Darius or Quentin.
Yeah, it gives room for in-game adjustments. When you see the speeds working on the end, put Obo out there and shift Za'Darius in, and then switch that up and bring him back outside, and then you can go big Dalvin as a 4-eye. You can mix and match so many of these pieces that it's going to give offensive line coaches absolute nightmares.